Today on the Bon Ton Cooking Show, we cooking up something big, green, and really mean. And I'm not talking about the Hulk.
Come on in, partner, pull you up a chair. Got the black pot burning, smell is in the air. Just stir that pot and let the good time roll. You're now tuned in to the Bon Ton Cooking Show.
It's your boy Parrain, and we back in the Bon Ton kitchen once again, and we're about to show y'all how to make a little alligator sauce piquant. And let me tell y'all something, partner, that's gonna be fire. So I'm gonna put a little list of all the little shaws, all the stuff, if that's what that means, up on the screen right there, and I'm gonna show y'all how to get started. Might be asking, Parrain, why you got that sausage if it's supposed to be an alligator sauce piquant? Well, I'm about to tell y'all right now. I just like to use the sausage because, in my experience, it's hard to get that alligator to brown in the pot. It won't brown in the damn pot. It just gets all flaky and stuff, so I like to start out by making some little sausage dices. I diced it up real fine like that, and I put that in there with my onions and bell peppers, and I get it started to start my gramis to the bottom of the pot. So you do like you Lorena Bobbitt, and you split that thing right down the middle. So once you got your little sausage cut up, and it ain't gotta be perfect, just kind of dice it up. We're gonna get our pot real hot. Make sure it sizzles when you put it in there, like that. And you put that in there. You wanna keep your fire on a medium to high right there, because we're about to scratch us a little gravy. So you're gonna cut all your little vegetables up, and I'll show you all what to do after that. So after you cut that, you're gonna take that and put that in your pot with your sausage. And don't make a damn mess like I did. And you're gonna put your bell pepper and your onion in there. And we're gonna mix that around. We're gonna cook it down. We're gonna get down and scratch us a little gravy. It's also important to mention, I don't know if you noticed, but I just put my bell pepper and my onion in there. You save your garlic for later so it don't get bitter. So for those of y'all that don't know what gramis is, bow, that's what that is. That beautiful layer to the bottom of the pot. And we have achieved it, partners, by letting that cook down and not stirring it too much. If you stir it too much, it won't do this. So it's best to put that going while you're watching like the LSU game or the Saints game. That's the only two football teams I care about anyway. But we're gonna take this tomato paste while we got them gramis in there. And we're gonna put that tomato paste right on in there. Because we're gonna brown the tomato paste too, kind of in a way. We ain't gonna burn it. We're gonna get that roasted and mixed in with that stuff to the bottom. This is about to be fire. So, when you see your tomato paste form a little gramis, you hurry up and you scratch that up too. And you don't want to let that go as far as your vegetables, because then you're going to just burn it. So we're just toasting it and giving it a little extra flavor profile. Then, what you're going to do is add your little garlic. Because now it's got some stuff in there, some liquid, you could say, more like a paste, but it's got something to keep it from scorching to the bottom. So we're gonna season up our little alligator now. And I'm gonna start out with my favorite little Cajun seasoning. Well, I can't call it my favorite. It's not my favorite. But you use your favorite. Out of convenience, I'm using some bold tones. And that's mainly because a lot of people probably have more access to the bold tones and they do all these little fancy Cajun seasonings with their little paintings on them at the store. And they got so many of them. So I'll just go with the one everybody knows for y'all convenience. Because they got people that's not in Louisiana that watch this show. And you need to remember that. So we got some garlic powder. And I like to add a little garlic powder or a lot of garlic powder for a little lagniappe. And the same thing applies to this onion powder that smell like Funyuns. Now, you mix that up, and then we're gonna put our little roux in there and cook that down with our tomato paste. So you're gonna take your little fork, and I gotta be careful with my fork, because a little while ago, my fork, ouch, I burnt my little finger. My little fork had some tomato paste on it, and I stuck it in the empty can and was about to turn to do something else, and it fell and landed on my partner right there, Tugboat, the producer, landed on his shoe. So we had to take a little break because we had to go fight because we're from Opelousas, and that's a rule in Opelousas. You can't break the rules, no matter where you at. So I wasn't even paying attention how much roux I used. It was a half a jar of roux that I put in this. Because it's like a stew that we're making. It's a stew with tomatoes. Two things that usually never cross is a roux and tomatoes. But it does when you make a sauce piquant. And this is going to be a sauce piquant for the ages, partner. So you got your little roux in there. You're going to mix that up. And at the same time, make sure it don't stick to the bottom with that tomato paste. Because it's still constantly forming little grammies. But unlike with the vegetables, you do want to keep stirring this, especially once you put that roux to it, because if the roux sticks and burns, it's not going to taste good like the vegetables do. It'll taste real nasty. So we got that all mixed up in there. We're going to add a little cup of water just to make sure it don't burn. And we're going to mix it up. And it's gonna make a little sauce, and it's still gonna be thick, but it's not gonna be as much as like a paste. This is a paste with that roux and tomato paste together. That's a serious paste. So it's still a paste at this point, but it's a little easier to work with for when we add our alligator, partner, and that's the next thing we're gonna do. You see that, huh? I done told y'all once, I told y'all twice, and I'll tell y'all again. You got to make it fart sometimes. Sometimes that's what it takes to make it taste good. Now, and that thing is just a fart, boy, and it's not like the normal, like a spaghetti where it's ba 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 ba. Every now and then it's just a big old mud flap fart, just whop. So we're gonna put our alligator in there and mix that up. Then I'm gonna show y'all what to do after that. And I'm cooking this alligator. It got me thinking of a good wrestling quote. I don't know how many of y'all watched that, but it's a little trivia question for y'all. Which 80s wrestler said this quote? I'm having trouble keeping these alligators down. Y'all let me know. Y'all see, if y'all listen close enough, you can almost hear that alligator still growling. Make sure when y'all doing that, y'all keep on tapping a little bit of water in there. So at this point right here, this is about the consistency that you're gonna want it to be at the end. But this is just the first time I added water to it. What we're gonna do right here is add this better than bouillon seasoned vegetable base, because they don't have an alligator base. And chicken base is just kind of standard. So to be a little extra, put some seasoned vegetable base up in there. Not a lot, I just put a little, about a tablespoon's worth for this amount, for this little pot right here. We're gonna mix that up. We're gonna cook it down, then we're gonna bring it back up again, and we're gonna do that a few times until the alligator's real tender. And then, partner, it's gonna be my favorite part of the show. It's gonna be time to manger.